Hey, what's up? John Sonmez here, and I am just on my way to the beach in Barcelona to go do my run for today. And I just finished listening to a book as I was walking to the beach. Actually, to start my run, I have to walk about an hour, so about 5 miles. I'm gonna do a book review for you today. It is called Building a Brand Story by Donald Miller. You can check it out here in the cards. There'll be a link in the description below. But this was a really, really good book. Maybe one of the top books I've read, maybe the top book I've read in the last year or so, just because it's got so much information and such a good, concise call to action. And it's very unique, I think, in what he says in this book. I think a lot of business books I've read recently, or a lot of business books I've read in general, have sort of the same kind of message hammered over and over again. But in this book, he outlines basically like a 7-step process for how to create a story for your brand and how important that is, right? He starts off talking about the importance of having it, how much, brands today have too much products and too many conflicting messages, and no one knows exactly what they deliver. And I have to admit, I've been guilty of that, both in Simple Programmer and even somewhat, I think Bulldog Mindset refines it a little bit more. But after listening to that book, I'm like, okay, I'm starting to get a clear message of what I want to do with Bulldog Mindset. Like, what is my one-liner? Something around transforming you to become mentally and physically tough so you can achieve what you want and maximize your potential in life, right? Anyway, just having the knowledge of that, that I need to have that and have that story. Also, he talks about in the book about the idea of making the story be about your customer and not about you, which is so critical, right? The role that you play in the story is the guide, right? The Obi-Wan Kenobi to Luke Skywalker, right? That role. And I've been thinking about that a little bit more, right? I want you guys to be able to succeed, that are, that are watching this channel, that are part of the Bulldog Mindset. And I think it's easy to get to think that you got to tell your story, which, I mean, there's some, telling of the story being the guide, but you're telling it from the position of, I've been through that, I've done what you're trying to do, but I'm going to equip you and show you from what I've learned, how you can be better. And I could definitely incorporate more of that. Anyway, the book is really, really good. Just has a lot of really, like, everything kind of made sense to me. And at the very end, he's got sort of a chapter on some tips on, basically starting a business, on growing the email list and that, which all makes sense. I mean, it's pretty basic stuff, but still, for someone who hasn't done this before, I think it's really good information. So overall, this is one of those books where immediately after I read it, I went and I emailed it to my 3 top business friends and said, you got to read this book if you haven't already, because it is so good, and I'm going to take action on it. This is one of those things where, as I'm working on the Bulldog Mindset, I'm thinking already when I get back home after this trip, I'm thinking that I'm going to go reread this book, maybe get a physical copy of the book, go to the website where he's got the book supplemental information, and start filling this out. In fact, he's got some software for creating this brand thing. And I've read a lot of these books before where they have like a system or formula or worksheets you fill out, and I haven't been impressed. But this one, it makes a lot of sense. I'm definitely going to execute on this. And everything you're saying just made a lot of sense, right? Having one clear, concise story. It kind of makes me think on this channel, and I'd like to get your guys' input as well, but I'm thinking about offering for the Bulldog Mindset really one core product, which is something like Become a Bulldog. And it would be basically like a video course. Maybe there'd be some other stuff bundled in there, but I would teach you everything I know, like kind of a step-by-step system for developing the mental and physical toughness, for basically becoming a bulldog in life, kind of all those things that I talk about on this channel, all condensed into this one course that, and that'd be the focus. Instead of having like 5 or 6 different courses on, and maybe I'd add some smaller ones as well, but there'd be one central offer that this Bulldog Mindset business would offer, would be that course. I will make you a bulldog. That's what I want to do, right? I want to transform your life and help you to become mentally and physically tough, right? So anyway, let me know what you guys think about that. And yeah, check it out. Again, Building a Brand Story. And I'm definitely going to give that a 5 out of 5, a 10 out of 10 as far as the book goes. So go check it out. And if you haven't already, click that subscribe button below. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.